Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Whether or if Ripple can compete with the SEC. In what time frame might we expect to hear Ripple's newest justifications? Once the trial period is over, how much will it cost to exert? Today's video will address these concerns. In the meanwhile, subscribe to the channel and we're getting started. More focus has been placed on the sealed documents that are seen to be crucial in achieving a final conclusion in the ongoing court dispute between Ripple and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. On February 16, defense counsel James Fallon tweeted that Forbes senior writer Rosalind Leighton had requested access to the closely guarded Hyman speech draft. Rosalind's petition contended that the First Amendment and federal common law provide a strong and persuasive presumption that the press and public have access to court information. To hold the court accountable, the petition states that this procedure must be used. Additionally, Leighton charges the SEC of inconsistencies in crypto regulation, stating that the agency has yet to provide clear standards for the sector's laws. Because of the SEC's failure to issue explicit regulatory guidance on cryptocurrencies, Hyman's statement has become the first instruction of its kind, prompting significant public scrutiny. Nobody within the SEC has offered crypto stakeholders to avoid being on the wrong end of an enforcement action, writes Leighton. Cole Sasa, the proprietor of Sasio Epic, a legal firm focused to Supreme Court and appellate work, likewise confirmed the move. According to Sasa, Ripple's cryptocurrency XRP is an unregistered security, and the SEC is seeking billions of dollars in damages from the company because of this. The SEC has recently filed an application for permission to intervene in this case. Interestingly, Leighton's Forbes article was abruptly removed from the internet seconds after the petition was filed. The story included a critical critique of the authorities' claimed unfair handling of Ripple. One crucial piece of evidence in the Ripple case is a speech given by William Hyman, then director of the SEC's Division of Corporate Finance, in June 2018. This speech, titled Hyman, is widely believed to contain the regulator's opinion on the classification of cryptocurrencies as security. Ripple's attorneys have asked the court to order the SEC to provide over its records during the course of the hearing. The company believes that ARXIV could be deemed non-securities in the same vein as Bitcoin BCE and Ethereum ETF, per the conclusions drawn in Hyman's speech. Public access would therefore be crucial and enable the public to judge the strength of Ripple's fair notice defense. Because if insiders inside the SEC couldn't comprehend the speech's direction, individuals outside the agency couldn't expect to understand it, Leighton noted. Ripple has been accused by the SEC of engaging in unregistered securities offerings in the sale of XRP coins, which is a serious accusation. In this regard, it is worth noting that several legal experts have questioned the SEC's categorization of securities, leading to discussion regarding the possible result. As far as this is concerned, according to an excerpt provided by Holder's attorney John Deaton, the agency may lose the summary judgment because of the lack of clarity surrounding the classification of securities. The contents of the data, according to Deaton, will be made public in response to Leighton's new petition. Also, this serves as an example of what I meant when I said the Hyman emails would not result in settlement BS. At some point, they will be released to the whole public. While everyone waits for the verdict, he replied, I can't put genie back in the bottle. The SEC has submitted petitions to keep confidential additional expert witness records. Cryptocurrency market participants have panned the move, prompting Ripple to counter with its own proposal. Cole Sasa, Leighton's attorney, submitted a motion with the court Wednesday requesting permission to review drafts of William Hyman's controversial 2018 address. Legal representation for Leighton has objected to a recent request to the Securities and Exchange Commission to redact some documents found at Hyman's residence. In support of its summary judgment move, the SEC filed a petition to seal 7 papers on December 22, 2022, all of which had to do with Hyman's address. Ripple used the SEC's request to seal some of Hyman's problematic speech materials as part of its argument against the SEC's move, which was announced late in the day. The Forbes senior writer has written several opinion pieces about the papers and their importance to the issue, despite the fact that she has no financial investment in Extra Syrup or Ripple. Notably, Leighton has gained notoriety for her many op-eds in which she criticizes the SEC for abusing its regulatory authority in deciding who succeeds in the cryptocurrency industry. Leighton has published many pieces on the current Ripple litigation, which she calls the There will be no Centuries currency trial. The Bitcoin community has responded in various ways to Leighton's action. John Deaton, an attorney who supports XP, has thanked Sasa and Leighton on Twitter for filing a motion asking the court to make Hyman's files public. Emails and other internal correspondence from Hyman's 2018 speech-writing process make up the bulk of his resources. The SIS handed up the records to Ripple in October, but the public has yet to see them. Attorney Deaton shed light on the reasons why the paper was not released last year. Deaton claims a protective order has been imposed, making it illegal for either party to disclose the contents of the documents. Dr. Leighton, a policy researcher, notes a probable discrepancy in the regulations by asking why the SEC granted Ethereum a free pass in the controversial 2018 Bill Heinemann speech, which the agency considers suitable advice for the young sector, but regards Ripple and Marks III differently. There's a chance that the rule can be found in the controversial Heinemann documents. In the Heinemann archives, you can find correspondence and other documents concerning the controversial talks. Writing. The SEC first opposed Ripple's attempts to purchase the papers, and the speech became the focal point of the agency's complaint against the company. Although the SEC fought 6 separate court orders to turn up the information, they finally did so in October and delivered them to Ripple. The organization is presently making efforts to maintain the secrecy of the materials in response to omnibus petitions submitted in December. It argued once more that making these communications public would compromise the ability of agency officials to debate policy in the future, despite the fact that they are protected by attorney-client privilege. Dr. Leighton pointed out in her article that the SEC's logic is suspect because it purports to govern the nascent market. She believes these documents will show whether Hyman's or a stated conflict of interest motivated the exception granted to Ethereum, or whether there is uncertainty among authorities, leading to confusion among industry actors and lending credence to Ripple's fair notice argument. According to today's news, she has thus filed a petition requesting that the court unseal the documents. As expected, locals are fuming at Forbes' apparent decision to pull the article. As of press time, neither Dr. Leighton nor Forbes had responded to demands for comment from the attorney John Deaton, whose firm had highlighted the Forbes contributors file. But if the crypto basic receives input, it will update this report. David Schwartz, co-founder and CEO of Ripple, has gone viral on social media. The Ripple CEO and XRP Ledger's creator made the remark in a tweet yesterday, and the response has been swift and strong. I was told that in a pool full of people, no one would notice as long as they weren't swimming next to you, and Schwartz confirms this. It just occurred to me that this is relevant only if you are actually swimming. The message was met with widespread laughter from the crypto and XRP communities. A small number of Twitter users speculated that the remarks made by Ripple executives included code. Thus, initiatives were taken to establish connections to liquidity providers. There does not appear to be any obvious connections of this type. In this regard, it is worth noting that, as was already mentioned, developers of XRP Ledger are currently experimenting with a fully automated, native market maker. Schwartz thinks that the AMS features set it apart from other similar products, such as its capacity to deliver single-side liquidity. Others who found the joke funny but did not understand its deeper meaning responded by uploading tails and memes. Yet Cardano developer Charles Hoskinson, an unexpected source, has expressed appreciation for the tweet. It's also important to note how poorly Hoskinson gets along with the locals. Notably, he and the community have previously had disagreements regarding claims he made about the purported Ripple settlement date and remarks he made about the link between representatives of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Ethereum. Hoskinson declared in December that the caustic and petty attitude of the XRP community would prevent him from commenting on the subject in the future. In addition, he said that he had no technical or financial worth and had no qualms about breaking off contact with the community. Ripple as well. A recent Twitter argument between Bitcoin enthusiast Demister and David Schwartz concerned whether Ethereum ETH was better than Microsoft MISFI shares. Demister started the discussion with a tweet about how he determines whether an investment meets the legal definition of a security. According to Demister, ETH passes the Howey test since it is a pooled investment where the returns are reliant on the labor of other investors. Schwartz said, "I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. You claim that ETH is an investment in a joint venture that is made jointly financially. That ETH was acquired. you claim directly from ETH. It's all over today. If you enjoyed my video, please hit that like and subscribe button. See you later, bye.